Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted number 1 would be It Chapter 2, number 2 would be Hustlers, number 3 would be The Goldfinch, number 4 would be Angel Has Fallen, and number 5 would be Good Boys. And I unfortunately only got 2 out of 5 of my predictions right for this weekend. I would have maybe gotten a perfect 5 if I didn't predict one movie to actually be in the top 5. So let's go over what happened in the overall top 10. Number 1 was once again It Chapter 2, only having about a 55% drop at the box office between its first weekend and this one, so that's actually about on average with a bunch of bigger movies out there, so this is perfectly fine for it. It made $40 million, adding to a domestic total of $153 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $323 million, so this is obviously still really good for this film. A ton more people are still going out to see it and support it, and though I don't think domestically it'll match up to the first film's overall run, worldwide it still might potentially have a chance. It really just still depends on how things go by. I'm honestly kind of 50-50 to see if it will outgross the first movie worldwide or not. It's kind of more of a waiting game right now, but it's not too far off at the moment. And if it gets more money worldwide by next weekend and the week after, then it's definitely going to get really close, and we'll have to adjust our predictions from there. Number 2, we have Hustlers, making $33 million, which is way above what I ever thought this movie would make, because usually some movies that are based on a true story nowadays, they don't really make as much money, but this one really did. I don't know if it was the cast involved or maybe the buzz from TIFF that were getting people excited for it, but this movie opened up really huge. In fact, it is the highest opening weekend for any STX film ever, so congrats to those guys. They finally have a win, because on a budget of $20 million worldwide, they're already at $37 million, so they're only $3 million away from doubling that budget already. This is actually pretty fantastic for it. I saw the movie. I haven't had a chance to review it yet. Hopefully I will next week, but this is actually a pretty good thing for this film. I'm glad this movie is having the success that it is, critically and also financially. Number 3, we have Angel Has Fallen, making $4.4 million, adding to a domestic total of $60 million. Worldwide, it is sitting at $101 million. Now, this is obviously pretty good that it outgrossed the $100 million margin worldwide. It passed that threshold, but domestically, it is $2 million away from outgrossing London Has Fallen, as far as the Has Fallen film series ranking goes. So that's also pretty good. We're obviously going to be seeing that next weekend. It's still going to kick around for that, so that's still a great thing to see. I don't really have much else to add on this movie, so let's go on to number 4, which is Good Boys, making $4.2 million, adding to a domestic total of $73 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $91 million, so $9 million away from getting to $100 million worldwide, and I'm honestly really rooting for this film to get there, and I think it definitely will. The fact that it is stuck around for this long in the box office, and there's been a lot of attention towards this film, I think at least by next weekend or maybe after, we will see it pass over to the $100 million worldwide margin, which is really fantastic for this film. Number 5, we have The Lion King, making $3 million, adding to a domestic total of $533 million. Worldwide, it is sitting at $1.616 billion, which is obviously a tremendous achievement. But I've already talked about this film's financial success enough, and there's nothing else to add, because it's obviously just kicking a lot of butt right now as far as like highest grossing domestic runs go. It's really kicking it there, so I have really nothing else to add. So let's move on to number 6, which is Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, making $2.77 million, adding to a domestic total of $168 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $740 million. So domestically, it is $41 million away from outgrossing Fast 5. It's definitely not going to get there, but it's gotten close enough. Worldwide, it needs $48 million more to outgross Fast and Furious 6 in the worldwide rankings. I'm not sure if it will get there since things are starting to die down a bit, but hey, one can dream. Worldwide, also, it is $38 million away from outgrossing David Leitch's last film, Deadpool 2. And obviously, kind of similar to the last worldwide number that I just read for this film, it's looking very unlikely since the numbers are starting to die down a little bit, but hey, we can all hope that maybe by pure magic that David Leitch has a film that outgrosses Deadpool 2, which is currently his highest grossing worldwide and domestically. Number 7, we have Overcomer, making $2.75 million, adding to a domestic total of $28 million. It's $2 million away from getting to $30 million domestically. There's still no worldwide total for it, but it doesn't need one at this point because its budget is $5 million, and they've already doubled, tripled, quadrupled, quintupled it. That's a reference to the last episode when I said quintuple. So I'm just gonna move on from this movie and go to number 8, which is the biggest shocker of them all, The Goldfinch. I thought this movie maybe would have gotten up there, but I think the negative buzz really got to people. It only made $2.6 million, and worldwide the only difference is that it's sitting at $3 million. That is not a good start for a film on a budget of $45 million. This is another another huge bomb and one of the worst openings in that one of the worst openings for a movie that is open in around like 2,000 theaters. Like, this is awful, dude. Wow. Number 9, we have the Peanut Butter Falcon doing better than the Goldfinch, so there's that, making 1.9 million, adding to a domestic total of 15 million. Obviously, this has doubled the $6 million budget, and if it makes 3 million more, hopefully, maybe it will be able to triple that budget. I haven't seen the film, but I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I'm super happy that this movie has reached those audience members and that they've appreciated it so much. And finally, closing out the video, number 10, Dora in the Lost City of Gold, making 1.8 million, adding to a domestic total of 56 million, and worldwide, it is sitting at 90 million. It is so close. It is 8 million away from doubling that $49 million budget and 10 million away from getting to 100 million worldwide, but we're not going to see that happen in this top 10. If it does get past the 100 million margin worldwide, then it'll be out of this video pretty much, because if it's not in the top 10, I can't really report on it unless I predict it to be in the top 5. Now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. Number 1 is going to surprise you, but this whole week coming up, I'm honestly very unsure of, but screw it, you know. Number 1, I think, will be Downton Abbey. I didn't know if this movie was going to do well, but I heard that pre-sales were outpacing Mamma Mia's, and I heard that the special screenings that they had for this weekend actually did quite well, and they're going to add that with next weekend's opening, so I think number 1 will be Downton Abbey. Then number 2, I think, will be Rambo Last Blood. I think I heard that it was going to be estimated to make about 24 million or something like that, and I guess that means I put it at number 2. Number 3, It Chapter 2. Number 4, Ad Astra. And then number 5, Hustlers. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.